There we go.
Screen. There we go. All right. So we're going to start by grounding down through our feet. I want you to pick up all of your toes off the floor and then place them back down one by one. Really grounding down through the toes, grounding down through the feet. Give yourself a little wiggle if you need to.
Okay.
And we're going to inhale our arms up and exhale them to heart center. Inhale them up again. And exhale them down to your side. We're going to start with the neck rolls again, rolling to the front and around through the back of the neck. Be mindful of any kind of crunching or anything back there. Don't overdo it. And just roll at your own pace. And your next time around, go ahead and switch directions. Okay, and then coming back into neutral. You're going to inhale just your shoulders, bring them up to your ears. Your exhale, drop them down. Do that again. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time just to get it all out. Inhale up and exhale them down. This time we're going to inhale both arms up to the ceiling. Go ahead and send your gaze up towards the ceiling when you do this. And then you're going to grasp your left hand on your right wrist. And then you're going to bend over, to the left. Just doing that side stretch here. Breathing deep into the side body. Your next inhale, bring it back to center. Go ahead and switch your hands at the top. This time we're leaning over to the right. Again, nice deep breaths here. Inhaling, arms up to center. This time when you exhale, I want you to cactus the arms open. You're drawing your shoulder blades down your back body. Make sure your abs are tight here, so that way you're not arching into your low back. Inhale the arms up. And exhale them down again into this cactus arms. One more time. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, I'm drawing those shoulder blades again down the back body. And inhale, let the arms float down to your side. Just stand here for just a second, just breathing. Nice deep breaths in and out. All right, when you're ready, we're going to move into chair pose. Now, chair pose can be done with your feet to where they are here. Some people find it easier to bring your legs together and squeeze, like press your knees and squeeze your inner thighs together. Find whatever level of comfort feels best for you.
Okay.
I'm going to begin by inhaling the arms up. And then I'm going to invite you to exhale your arms to heart center. Inhale again, nice deep breath. And this time when you exhale, you're sending the hips back. Turn sideways so you can see, sending the hips back, coming in like you're trying to sit down into a chair. Now be mindful of your toes. Make sure they don't, your knees don't go over your toes. You don't want to be doing like this, leaning down into it. So if your chair only comes down to here, that's fine. If it comes like down here, that's great too. So it's fine. It feels good in your body. And want the advancement, you can take the arms up overhead. If that's too much tension in the shoulders, then just keep the hands at heart center. Breathing deep. I want you to send your gaze forward and open up this chest and throat area here as you're doing it, lengthening the spine. All right, you're going to straighten the legs here. and you're going to start to hinge forward, like you're peering over the edge of something, trying to see way over, but you're not allowing your back to collapse. If you need the support, you can put the hands on your thighs here for support. You should be feeling the stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Also push your hips back when you do this. Stop scratching my bed. I know your next exhale, as long as you're feeling good, you can go ahead and drop the head all the way down and around the spine, coming into a forward fold. Now, this is your first forward fold of the practice, so don't have your knees straight. The point is to get your chest to your thighs. So if your knees have to be bent, that's fine.
Okay.
Hands for you today. It's not about touching the floor, it's about getting chest to the thighs. Then your next inhale, you're going to send it back up to that flat back position where you're peering over the edge of the precipice here, sending those hips back, getting a deep stretch in the hamstrings. In your next inhale, we're going to bring it back into that chair pose. So hands are coming to heart center, the bottom drops, coming like you're sitting into that invisible chair. And exhale, stand it all the way up. Stand here for just a moment.
Oh, just a sec.
Notice what you feel in your body.
My YouTube it went on a commercial. Sorry. I had my pretty music on. Okay.
Dang YouTube and their commercials.
I know.
All right, now we're gonna do a standing cat-cow. So we're gonna bring our hands back into heart center, sink back down into that chair pose. Again, finding whatever level feels best for you. Stop it. You're gonna go ahead and place those hands on your thighs. Now, just like when you did it on the ground, you're gonna exhale, round your spine, and draw the shoulder blades apart. Dropping the chin to the chest. When you inhale, you're going to scoop that chin forward, look forward, open up this chest and throat area, draw the shoulder blades down the back body, and arch very gently into the low spine, but don't overextend. Keep your core drawn and tight. And exhale, round through for cat, dropping the chin to the chest. Creating lots of space in the back body. Inhaling, coming through for cow, dropping that belly open, opening up the chest and the throat. One more time, rounding through the spine, dropping the chin to the chest, drawing the shoulder blades apart. And inhaling, opening up the throat, the chest area, drawing the shoulder blades down the back body. On your next exhale, go ahead and stand it up, it out. We're doing a lot of training on your low back there and your legs. Let's go ahead and move it out as best you can. And now we're going to move, excuse me, into a crescent lunge. So from here, without kicking the dog, you're going to inhale the arms up as you take the right leg and you're going to step it back. Now, when you step back, your toe should be raised. You shouldn't have a flat foot in the back. It should be raised. Now, if your crescent lunge is here, that's fine. If it's way back here, that's fine. It's whatever feels best in your body. For where the arms are up overhead, if you notice that you're weeble wobbling, widen your stance. So it's okay if your lunge is like this versus like square on. Okay. So sometimes we just need a larger base. Arms are up, chest is open, gaze is forward towards the ceiling. You should be feeling a stretch probably in your right hip flexor. And you can intensify that if you take that left hip crease and focus on drawing that back, keeping the left knee over the left ankle. Again, reaching up. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Letting go of any tension that you have. And on your next inhale, you're going to open the arms out to the side, twisting from your midsection here, sending the arms long. You're gonna twist this back leg and plant it down on the ground. Can you see that? Twist,
Mhm.
plant.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now we're warrior two. A lot of times when we tend to do this position, when we first move into it, you see people leaning super far forward. So reach down, touch your ribs, and pull them back to where your ribs are over top of your hips. And when you do that, sometimes that will force you to shorten this up a little bit because your body's not ready to stretch that far yet. So it's finding what feels good there. Again, that front knee should be over the front ankle on the left-hand side. Arms are long. Now, if this is really hard on your arms, because we've all got some tired shoulders, you can just bring the hands to the hips or to heart center, whatever feels best for you today. We're going to go ahead and breathe. You're pressing into the back edge of that foot, of the right foot, and the heel of your front foot. Make sure that low belly stays drawn in. Nice support for the spine. And when you're ready, go ahead and send the arms out long if they aren't already there. You're going to flip the front hand over to where the palm's facing the ceiling. You're going to inhale, you're going to shift forward. And then when you exhale, you're going to send it back. This is coming into reverse warrior. Now, your back arm here can rest on the leg. Just don't push down on the thigh or the knee here. You just rest there, or you can go to your hip, whatever feels good. The left hand is pointed up to the ceiling. If you can, and it doesn't cause too much strain in your neck, you can keep that open chest, open throat, pointed up, looking at the ceiling. If that's too much, you can send your gaze down to the floor. Finding what feels good here. Deepening that stretch. If you have backed out of your lunge a little bit, because we all tend to, you can sink back down into your lunge a little bit. Excellent. Your next inhale, bring it back into warrior two. And from here, you're going to straighten that front leg. You're going to send both arms forward. Your back leg is still twisted. Okay. Send both arms forward. And then you're going to draw the left one back. So you're creating a twisting action here. Front leg is straight. Back leg is straight. And you're just twisting through the spine. Now, if your twist only comes like a 45-degree angle, totally normal. Your spine's just now getting warmed up. If you want more, you can start to lean forward a little bit, like a little airplane, coming right on forward, because that will intensify the stretch in the back of the left leg and also sometimes on the outside of the left leg. Very good. Go ahead and bend that front knee, bringing the hands back to heart center. Step it forward to the top of your mat, bringing your feet together. From here, inhale the arms up. And exhale, I want you to float them all the way down to the ground, touching your toes, letting the head fall. Again, finding that bend in the knees. We don't need straight legs here. If you can get them straight, that's great. But if you can't, that's fine too. Inhaling, finding a halfway lift, straighten out the legs, like you're peering over the edge. And exhale, fold it down. Inhale, send the arms up. Nice big stretch up to the ceiling. As you exhale the hands into heart center. Let them float down and pause here for a moment. For your next inhale, you're going to send the arms up to the ceiling. This time you're going to take the left leg and step it back into that crescent lunge position. Again, that toe is raised. If you need to widen your base a little bit, that's fine too. If this is too intense for the shoulders, again, bring them down to heart center or hands on your hips, either one. Make sure you take that right hip crease, draw it back. That your hips are facing forward. You have a tendency to want to turn when we do these. Just what our hips like doing. They like outward rotation. Spend a lot of time doing that today. And on your next inhale, we're going to move into warrior two. You're rotating that back leg, planting it, arms going out long. And remember, check in with how far forward you are. You need to put the hands on the hips, ribs, and shift them back to where you're actually directly over your hips. Again, send the arms long. If this is too intense for your arms, again, bring them to heart center or put them on your hips. Either one is fine. Finding what feels good in your body today. If you notice that you're gripping with the toes, go ahead and just raise the toes up off the ground and place them back down on the ground. Goose, stop it. It's like with the string on my pants.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if your arms are not long, go ahead and send them out long. We're going to flip that front palm over, facing up towards the sky. When you inhale, we're going to shift forward, scoop up some air, and send it back for your reverse warrior. Sending the right arm up to the sky. Again, the left arm can rest on the leg or on the hip, wherever feels comfortable for you. And then check in with your lunge here. Did you slide out of your lunge a little bit? Because we tend to. You can try to deepen that lunge back to where it was, getting a nice deep stretch in the right side body here. And again, if you're able to open up the chest and throat area, sending the gaze up to the ceiling, as long as that's not too much strain on your neck, you're welcome to do that. If not, find a comfortable position with your neck. Breathing deeply. Your next inhale, you're coming back through warrior two, sending the arms out long. And then you're going to send both arms forward. Twisting from the midsection, you're going to send the right arm back this time. Again, turning into that twist. Now, it could feel a lot different on this side. It's just going to depend on what your body likes. This side for me tends to be more tight than the other side. No idea why. It's just what your body does sometimes. Excellent job. Inhale the arms forward, bringing hands into heart center. Step both legs together at the top of your mat. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, float the hands all the way down to the ground. Again, bent knees is okay. Bringing the head low. Relaxing here. Inhaling, finding that halfway lift where you're peering over the edge here. Straight legs, long spine. And exhale, fold it down. Inhale, send the arms up to the sky. This time, as you exhale the arms, cactus them open, finding that nice big open chest, open throat, send the gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, open the arms again, cactusing the arms open, drawing the shoulders down the back body. And then when you inhale this time, just let them float down. Let your arms float down to your sides here. Just arriving. Noticing how you feel. I'm going to invite you to do a small standing back bend. Now, the thing with these back bends is you got to keep your core tight. Otherwise, you're going to strain your low back. Okay?
Okay.
A lot of people think that back bends come from bending this low back area, and it actually comes from your thoracic spine, your middle spine here. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale the arms up overhead, draw that core in. If you need to put a hand on your belly to make sure that core stays in, we can do that. You're going to send the gaze up to the ceiling. If you need to, you can wiggle your toes out, widen your stance a little bit, get a wider base, and then you're just going to start to look back very gently at the ceiling. You don't have to go far. But if whenever you start to feel something that feels like a strain in your low back, stop. Ease off a little bit. Squeeze your butt cheeks together. Tighten up the hamstrings and the thighs. It's a full body stretch. Exhale, bring it back up to neutral, dropping the hands down to the belly and just pausing for a second. I'm going to do that one more time. Everything in your body should be active. Tight legs, tight thighs, all the things. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So go ahead and inhale, send the arms up, and then gaze up to the ceiling and start to lean back, sending the hips forward as best you can. Nice big stretch, keeping the abdominals tight. And when you're ready, you can exhale. Bring the hands down to heart center. Just pause for a moment. If you need to wiggle out your legs, move your back around, anything that you need to do, it's completely fine. So that can be a very intense position. Now we're going to move through a sun salutation to make our way to the floor. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hold them down to the ground. Nice deep stretch here. Inhaling for half lift. And exhaling to fold. From here, I want you to plant your hands on the ground, get your shoulders over top of your wrists, and then step it back into a plank position. If a full body plank is too much, drop your knees down to the ground. What you want here is to be pushing away from the ground with your arms, but you want your core engaged and you want your glutes engaged as well when you're doing this. Breathing for just a second. When you're ready, you're going to inhale, shift your weight forward just a little bit, and then lower your body very gently all the way down to the earth. Now, once you're here, if you want to find some space in the low back, sometimes it helps folks to widen their legs out here. We're going to inhale, we're going to come up to a cobra. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to inhale, you're going to take your shoulders, shrug them up to your ears real quick. And when you, on your next breath, you're going to send the shoulder blades down the back body. We don't want them near your ears. So like we practiced that shrugging at the beginning of the practice, push them down the back body and then push up with your hands. Now you may only be doing a baby cobra, only coming a couple of inches off the ground. That's fine. It's going to be whatever's best for you. If you're able to push all the way up while engaging your core and having straighter arms, we can do that too. But you're going to find whatever range of motion works best for you today. Again, it doesn't have to be big. But you're going to send that gaze forward. You're opening up the chest, squeezing the glutes. And then exhale, send your forehead back down to the ground. Just rest here for a second. Nice deep breath. And your next inhale. Raise that back up again into cobra, your version. All right, go ahead and lower back down to the ground. And this time I want you to push back into a child's pose. So you're going to bring your toes together, knees wide, sit your hips back to your feet here, and then send the arms out long, melting the chest and the forehead down to the earth. If you want a deeper stretch in the upper body, you can bring the hands, together. Walk those elbows in and fold them up behind the back of your head here. That deepens the stretch. If you want less, then you can just relax the arms down to the sides of your legs. Finding what feels best for you, just relaxing here on the low back. Deep breath into the back body. Exhale, letting it out. Inhale, deep, deep breath. Find expansion in the back. And exhale, let it out. Excellent. Go ahead and push up to a seated position. And we're going to swing around to where our bottoms are on the floor. You're moving into a bridge position. Can you move, sir? Thank you. Okay, so go ahead and grab those knees and just very gently rock yourself down. Once you get here, just kind of rock the knees back and forth a little bit. Just massaging that low back. And when you're ready, you're going to let the feet fall to the floor. Keeping those legs upright. We're going to be moving into a bridge. So from here, when you do a bridge, it isn't about pushing into your toes. It's about pushing into your heels. You're pushing your heels into the ground. So what I'm going to invite you to do is put your arms down long by your side. Let me adjust this camera angle so you can see me a little better. There we go. Okay, so put the arms down by the side. Roll those shoulder blades under to where you have this open chest and this open throat area. Your gaze is going up towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, you're going to squeeze in your abdominals and you're going to squeeze your glutes and you're going to start to raise your hips off the floor. You're sending your hips up and open. Again, you're pushing down through those heels, finding as much openness as you can. Now, I invite you to move your feet around. If it's easier for you to do it wider versus more narrow, because that can create more knee strain if it's more narrow, find what feels comfortable for you as far as your foot position goes. But you want to keep that open chest and that open throat area. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. These are intense. Later on, you're going to be like, oh my God, my legs. Go ahead and exhale, lower very slowly back down to the ground with control. On your next inhale, send those hips back up to the ceiling. Push, push, push. Finding as much expansion in those hips as you can. Deep breaths. Make sure your core stays engaged. And then lower back down to the ground. You got one more. When you're ready, inhale, send the hips up, squeezing the glutes, squeezing in those abdominals. If you want a challenge, send the arms up high to the ceiling as well. Still trying to keep that space in the chest and the throat area. Push into those heels. Give me another inch. I know you got it. And then exhale, melting everything back down to the earth. Draw those knees into the chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze here. Rock a little bit back and forth. All right, from here, keep your right leg squeezed into your chest. Send your left leg out long. Just allowing a nice gentle stretch here. Finding what feels best in your body. If you want to keep wiggling your hip around in the socket there on the right side, that's fine. Finding any kind of tension in there and just asking it to release, to let go. When you're ready, you're going to take that right knee, guide it over to your left, crossing across your body. Oh boy, sending the, oh, there it goes. Sorry, my back's cracking. I can feel it. Sending that out to the side. Allowing for a nice deep supine twist here. And when you're ready, bring the knee back up to center. Again, bringing both knees into the chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze. This time you're going to send the right leg out long. Squeezing the left leg into the chest. And you can roll that left leg around in the hip joint there, in the hip socket if you want to, or you can find stillness, whatever's speaking to you today. And when you're ready, you're going to send that left knee over to the right side, finding that twisting position. Left arm is going out long. Finding your degree of twist today. Could be different than the last time you did this. Your body may be feeling something different today. Just listen to it and trust it. And inhale, bringing those knees back into the chest. On your next exhale, you're sending the legs out long. Send the arms up high above you. Give me another inhale. Nice big body stretch all the way through the toes, all the way through the fingers. And then exhale, coming into your Shavasana, letting the feet fall open. Hands can be on one on the chest, one on the belly, or down at your side, palms up or palms down, whatever's calling to you today. I just want you to arrive, relax, release, reflect on your practice today, and trust that I will guide you out of your Shavasana when the time is ready. Slowly start to wiggle the fingers, the toes, rolling out the ankles and the wrists. Draw some movement back into the legs and the arms. Your eyes are closed. Go ahead and open them. When you're ready, you can roll to your side. And then slowly push yourself up to a seated position. All right. Go ahead and bring your hands to the heart center. Bring them up to your third eye. And we say namaste.